Okay. Hello, first of all. Second of all, I'm back in America. Third of all, I'm walking around a Woody Park thing. I don't know. So, some of you have messaged me on, sorry, not Facebook, but YouTube after you discovered my videos, and you've asked me questions about NILS and my experiences and different things like that. And some of you have kind of been perplexed because along with the advice I send you, I pretty much tell you, you really might want to consider a different school. And I'm not going to say that NILS is a bad school, but I do want to explain a little bit more of what you should actually be able to expect when you get there. I've been back in America for almost a year now, and I've really had a long time to think about it, and there's some things I kind of want to tell you about NILS. First of all, NILS is a budget school. If you haven't noticed, it's a bit cheaper than a lot of other schools around. I want to say that I found a school around a NILS that was like, if I went to a dormitory, it would be like $20 cheaper a month or something. But that was the school in Karume. They have a lot of Nepalese and Chinese students or whatever. Not many American guys. There's not that many native English speakers. So there's like people yelling and it's like super distracting. So first of all, NILS is a budget school. Second of all, not all the teachers have the highest certifications or ratings, and it's pretty much one badass teacher pulling the lot along. Third of all, if you want to get the best education that you can from NILS, do not get in a class full of Nepalese students, at least stay with the Chinese students, and try to get Kawano to teach you as much as possible. And for the love of God, don't expect the school to do everything. Go out and make Japanese friends, go out and speak, go out and have a good time. Skip school to go on a vacation on your own with your Japanese friends or however you want to do it. There's tons of people around Ogori that I can message you and tell you about and get you involved with. When I say tons, I would say 3 different groups of people, and you'll have the time of your life. And that's the best way to learn your Japanese, is to use it. My teachers kept telling me I was thinking about it too hard. It's just language, just use it. And some of the best advice they ever gave me. All right, the other thing you should understand about NILS, not everyone is thrilled to be there. A lot of people I don't even know what their expectations were, but they don't like the school. I'll explain it like this. The teachers are frustrated at the quality of the students, at how busy they are, how much, just be a good student. Be a good student. Drink with them. Buy them some beer sometime. Little things. Show them that they're appreciated, because that's the biggest thing right now. Like these people enjoy teaching foreigners because they want to learn more about us. They're not exactly the most stereotypical Japanese people you'll meet, if you'll understand what I'm saying. They want, I'm pretty sure when they started this job, they were like, oh, I get to hang out with foreigners and not, I don't have to go out drinking with my boss every Friday. Like, think of all the stereotypical stuff that salarymen have to do. And like these guys, they thought they were going to get away from that world, but now they're just getting sucked into this world of just being teachers, and we treat them like objects, so they treat us like objects, and they expect us just to learn and get a high score on a test, and we just expect them to be, these superhuman teachers or whatever. It's not a good relationship. So be a good student. If you're going to go to NILS, I really encourage you to just, because they'll drink with you, they'll hang out with you, they'll be your friend. And if that scares you, this is the biggest lesson you need to learn about Japanese people, is the give and take with Japanese people is, to me, was astronomical. This might just be me, but they give you food, you give them food, and you give them courtesy, they give you courtesy. And that sounds simple, but then they give you these gifts, and you can't say no to their next offer, and before you know it, your lives are just completely intertwined with each other. You're no longer making these independent decisions of, hey, I'm just going to sleep in all weekend, because there's people you have to see, there's events you have to go to, you're going to go to this barbecue, you're going to go drinking, you're going to hang out with your friends, and you know, you can't skip out on this stuff. And for me, oh God, it was a new mind-blowing experience, just being so intertwined with these people. I'll try and explain it to you more later. Maybe I'll do a video with a couple of stories or something. But, you know, there's stuff that they own in your house, there's stuff that they own in your house. Everything's just mixed up. You're no longer this single independent person walking around anymore. No, you know, your decisions somewhat completely hinge on other people, unless you have a hell of an excuse to get out of it. I just went cross-eyed. So yeah, so I mean, expect that with your teachers, because you're not really, okay, you can't. That's the thing with NILS. You can have a relationship where you just walk in, leave everything at the door when you leave. You walk in as a student, you know, when you leave, you're your first name again, and you hang out with your friends. But while you're there, you know, I would really encourage you to not do that. Yeah, it's just the sun. I would really encourage you to go ahead and build those relationships with your teachers. It will pay off more than you'll ever believe. Because I really worry about the teachers a lot. They're overworked and stuff. So that's the other thing about Japan and going to NILS. The last thing, well, actually, I'll just tell you a story real quick. So there's this thing with kids when they get to NILS. They take your passport away from you, and they're sending it to the immigration bureau to get it validated, to get your visa approved or whatever, and to get everything finalized out. And they keep them for, I guess, a longer amount of time than the students expected. So all these students start talking like, oh, NILS has our visas, they're making sure we don't leave, and they're building all these conspiracy theories around it. And no, it's not a conspiracy theory. When you show up, so does every other person under a student visa, and all these passports get shipped off to the immigration bureau. It takes a while, and you shouldn't be surprised about that. But there's a lot of students in NILS who love to hate NILS, and they're not the best students either, and they don't build relationships with their teachers, and they just accuse them all the time of, you know, you're being a bad teacher, and you're not teaching us right, and you don't know how foreigners learn, and you're forcing Japanese learning on us. And, you know, I talked with the teachers, and it's like, you came to Japan. You picked Japanese teachers. I mean, you're gonna come here, and then, I mean, if you're gonna go through all that trouble and then berate them for it, you should just stay in America, get an English tutor who knows how you think, and not bother coming to Japan. Because we've had other students who have straight up had mental breakdowns in class because the teachers were moving too fast. I mean, I don't know what your expectations are, but honestly, if you come, expect the teachers to walk through the door, speak Japanese to you, go through material incredibly quickly, and just be ready to learn as much of that as you can. Now, I would say the biggest thing that I wish someone told me before I went is to not panic about the speed of the material. It will be reviewed. It will be reviewed. That was my big thing, is I was like, I'm never gonna learn all this, we're gonna move on to higher material. It's like, no, trust me, they'll review it, they'll go over it again, you'll have that second time to pick it up. But what they're doing is they're making sure they go through it at least once. They want to go through it twice. But to them, they're like, you know, that kind of looks risky because they're taking twice as long to go through the same material, but they know it's necessary. So the only thing was, either they said it in class and I didn't have the Japanese to pick it up, or what, but I never got that message, so I started to panic in class. So if you can avoid doing that, you're fine. You'll be great. But yeah, we've had people have breakdowns in class because they didn't understand Japanese. They felt like they were being rushed through the material, and I guess no one really sat down and explained it to them. I never got the opportunity to really talk to her and explain what was going on. I saw her like twice, and that was it. Twig. So like, to give you an idea, we've had a few guys and girls who learned Japanese in college before they came. We had one girl from China who her major was Japanese language. And we kind of passed up everything they knew one guy, he studied Japanese in college for a year before he came. We passed up everything he had been taught in 3 months. So in 3 months, we were caught up to his year's worth of education. The girl who graduated from China with a degree struggled in class. Or at least she studied it in college. So she struggled in class. And you know, we have these super students who know like 4 different languages, and like they love language and their hobby is learning languages, and they've been studying, and they just, you know, they pick everything up. You know, those students are rare. We have those too.